Okay. Hi, my name is Solomon. Welcome back to the Progressive West. Um, so I saw the headline this morning, and I knew I had to make a video about it because I want to make more videos on this channel. And I just was like, "Whoa, this shit is happening right now." And I've been wanting to make a video about the topic of UAPs and UFOs for a while, because some of you, the 9 of you that are subscribed to this channel, might not know that I do believe that we're being visited by non-human intelligence. There's a lot of evidence, if you're willing to look. There's a lot of UFOs, strange things that are happening, things flying around in our sky, breaking the laws of physics as we know them. Essentially, a more advanced laws of physics that, in my opinion. Um, but we're going for acceptably shitty quality for this video. Everything only works if it's super low quality. I've played around with the software all day, and hopefully we've unlocked a new skill set for this channel, which is reaction videos. I am a real YouTuber now. Okay, let's get to 10 subscribers for the shitty quality, okay? Let's get that quality up. But I'm just going to watch through some of this video, watch some of the clips of the whistleblower, and have him just talk about what he's talking about. And then I'll give you my thoughts. So,
covered by the U.S., kept classified by a secret government program for decades. Tonight, a world television exclusive you will only see on News Nation. Welcome to Elizabeth Vargas Reports.
Just going to skip ahead a little bit.
Whistleblower complaint that the Inspector General is taking very seriously. 36-year-old Air Force veteran David Grush is exposing what he calls a top-secret military program that has reportedly found wreckage of fully intact UFOs. The government now calls them UAPs, or unidentified anomalous phenomena. For years, there have been whispers and rumors that the government had aircraft of non-human origin. This report is the first evidence it might be true.
Okay, first of all, no, it's not. Not the first evidence. Okay, Bob Lazar came out in the 80s with his story. He said, I reverse engineered, worked on the propulsion system of a freaking alien spacecraft. So that's not the first evidence. We've heard a lot. What has Jeremy Corbell been saying for years? What has George Knapp been saying for years? That we have crash retrieval programs, that people are coming forward, and even in places like Lockheed Martin and Boeing, and Raytheon, they've got stuff locked away, extraterrestrial materials that have been recovered from crash sites. Jeremy Corbell did a documentary on somebody who was doing some analysis of some supposedly crash materials, and they found all sorts of crazy, insane elements and alloys that they didn't understand. Okay, so this is not the only evidence. The evidence is out there if you want to look. If you want to be blind to the evidence, you will be blind. Okay? But even, people like Michio Kaku, I think is how you say his name, this physicist guy, he's saying, hey, look, now the evidence is so strong that you need to prove that it's not aliens. Okay? And so people need to start coming around to this.
Has called Grush's complaint urgent and credible. Tonight, we have a world television
around this. I've been working on this for the past couple of there that we have on camera, but this really takes it all. Intelligence officer who says the government got the secret government program.
Okay, finally we're going to hear from this guy.
We're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
We have all seen these blurry videos of unidentified flying objects. Video evidence, if you will, that old tale named the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. And now in a News Nation exclusive, David Grush, an Air Force veteran, former member of that Aerial Phenomena Task Force, recently renamed the May Not All Be Conspiracy Theories. In recent years, Congress starting an official U.S. government Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, recently renamed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO.
They need to stop naming things every 10 seconds. It's just throwing people off the trail, which I guess maybe is sometimes the point. But people can't follow all the goddamn acronyms when you change it every 5 seconds. Okay, but yes, this is what we're talking about. Congress is finally acting. Good. I say good.
And now in a News Nation exclusive, David Grush, an Air Force veteran, former member of that task force, and veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, is formally blowing the whistle on secrets he says no one has ever shared publicly before.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the U.S. defense and intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
You were trusted with the most intimate secrets.
Yes.
Grush sitting down with award-winning investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, who's reporting for News Nation and has spent years reporting on the UFO question.
What conclusion did you come to at the end of your time on the UAP task force?
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
There it is right there, guys. There it is right there. We got people coming out and just telling it how it is. People can see right through the lies. People are waking up. People are waking up, and even within these agencies, they're coming forward. Well, this guy, he was part of Arrow, and so he was, this was his job basically. And also, it's interesting that he was a veteran of the Air Force, isn't it? Because where's the Air Force been this entire time? This raises questions, right? One of your retired guys, Air Force, he's coming out and saying, why have you guys been dead silent on this issue? The Navy has been way more vocal. The Navy has set up all these procedures for their pilots to be able to come forward with UFO sightings after David Fravor's story. After the stuff, they were just showing the clips of the stuff on the East Coast and the West Coast. Yeah, so on the East Coast was the Go Fast and the Gimbal video in like 2014 or 15, right? So where's the Air Force?
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
Wow.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Wow. And you know what's crazy about this? It's not just that I've seen this video a couple times now. It's also that I'm just not, it's like funny that I'm not even surprised. As somebody that's like in the topic, that I've studied the topic, I've looked at it, I've heard a lot about it. This isn't even that mind-blowing, except for the fact that it's being platformed by mainstream outlets. Although who knows who News Nation even is, right? But at least they're interviewing the guy. At least he's probably gonna end up on all sorts of news networks. I mean, this is the first day that this fucking headline dropped, right? So he's gonna be everywhere. Hopefully he's gonna be telling his story everywhere. But we need to protect this guy, right? He's just saying the truth. I believe him. It's incredible. It's incredible. What can I say? I mean,
alleges the U.S. government has recovered non-human craft for decades. He's filed a whistleblower complaint saying he gave what he calls the classified proof to Congress and the intelligence community inspector general. News Nation has confirmed David Grush's credentials and resume. We've not seen or verified the alleged proof he says he's provided to investigators. He says he can't show us the proof for national security reasons. He also tells us he's not seen photos of the alleged craft himself, but has talked extensively with other intelligence officials who have.
Guess who's seen photos and videos of the craft? Guess who has seen it? Lou Elizondo, who was the lead director of the ATIP program, which was the UFO program back in the day or a few years ago. And then this is the new program. Okay, so ATIP is no longer a thing. They changed it into all these other different things. And now we have Arrow. Okay, so Lou Elizondo resigned because for similar reasons. He's like, he blew the whistle. He was like, hey, look, there's all sorts of UFOs, and I've seen the videos, and we're being lied to, and all this kind of stuff. He's seen the videos. Now, what does this say? This is what Lou Elizondo says. They are trying to help dig the Pentagon out of this hole that they've dug themselves into. They have dug themselves into a hole so deep with corruption and with secrecy and with bad PR and 50 years of lying, plus 50, 70, I don't know, years of lying about this phenomenon of these things in the sky that have always been beyond our technology. I mean, we were seeing this stuff above the White House, like post World War I. We just like barely had invented fucking airplanes, and we're seeing these things flying around. Okay, so they're trying to do the Pentagon a favor here. And if it's true that some of these private companies like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon have craft in their vaults as well, that's something that the public needs to demand we see as well. We need to start demanding that we see these craft. Okay.
If you're right, if you're telling us the truth, everyone, the entire American public, has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
You are saying to the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone. Absolutely, the data points empirically that we're not alone, yeah.
Do we have bodies? Do we have...
Think about, oh my God, this guy's asking the right questions. But do you understand? Do you understand the significance of this? The US government is saying this. This guy. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. What are we going to do about this as a collective people? Not just the United States. As a collective people of humanity. We have the right to know because we have a right to act as one in the face of first contact with aliens. Maybe not first contact, but you know what I mean. Contact, active communication. How do we want to treat this relationship with these beings that we don't even know where they come from or why they're here or what their motivations are? Are they abducting us? Are they testing on our population? What is going on? We have a right to know.
Species of
well, naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastical as that sounds, it's true.
Wow.
It's also harder.
Wow, think about this, guys. Just let that sink in for a second. This guy's saying, we've got bodies. Where are the bodies buried? U.S. Air Force knows. Protect this guy, okay? Protect this guy. The CIA is watching. They got laser dot right on his forehead, probably, okay? But there's no getting the cat out of this bag at this point. They just keep messing up. They can't keep this secret forever. They've spent a long, long time succeeding. But now Bob Lazar is being proved correct. Once again.
For people to wrap their minds around the concept of a crashed object from somewhere else,
this woman is incredible. She wrote the New York Times
easier
article.
To accept that, yeah, we see things in the sky that we can't explain.
Journalist Leslie Kean broke Rush's whistleblower story this morning in The Debrief. Ms. Kean's career has been mainstream and credible, having written a series of reports on UFOs in the New York Times dating back to 2017. He has the credentials, but there's no documents that he's handed over. There's no pictures. And as a journalist, you want to see documents, you want to see pictures. Does that raise a red flag?
Not at all, Brian. I mean...
We have documents, we have pictures. Declassify them. Lou Elizondo has seen them. They exist. Let's see it.
You mean documents that actually describe the craft?
Correct, yeah, like government documents, or to be able to see it for ourselves.
Of course, don't we all want that? And the problem with that is all of that information is classified.
Declassified.
You know, as we said in the story, everything that Grush told Congress and told the the Inspector General of both the IC, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, and the Department of Defense Inspector General. All of that information is classified.
In 2017, Kaine reported exclusively in the New York Times that the Pentagon had a secret UFO program. 3 years later, the Pentagon confirmed her story. Her latest report is even more explosive, but Kaine says she has multiple sources who back up Grush's story.
I believe it because of all the sources I have who have told me the same thing. So who am I to doubt these very, very high-level people who have been inside these programs for decades, have done their work, and are all telling me the same thing? I mean, I don't think there's some kind of conspiracy among all these people who don't know each other to make something like this up.
So I've got to be blunt about this. Yeah. You're not making this up. This is not a lie.
No, absolutely not.
Bob Lazar isn't lying either. I don't think so, at least. I believe this guy. It's not hard for me. It's not hard for me to believe this guy.
Because everybody watching this right now is looking at your face. Mm-hmm. They're going, is this guy for real?
I am for real. And I'm sitting here at great personal risk and obvious professional risk by talking to you today.
And just
keep the CIA away from this dude. Keep the CIA away from that dude, okay? So they talk more about like Arrow's response and stuff like this, but basically they said we haven't seen any evidence, and he's alleging, well, they were denied access to that evidence. So that's essentially that. But here, we need to get serious about this. We need to get serious about this. How do we want to treat First Contact? This has to be an international effort. This has to be from people all over the world, not just the English-speaking world, not just the countries that have the most military capabilities. This has to be everybody needs to be on board with this. We need to talk about this with every country, every citizen that is willing to listen. What do you think we should do about the aliens? Seriously. I think we should study them. I think we should see what they're doing to us. We should take seriously the idea that they're studying us. And we should be concerned if they are attacking, abducting. We should protect our own. And we should aim to learn. And we should not hoard the technology. We should not hoard the technology and just use it for short-term profits. We must have ethics about the way we use this technology that is locked up deep in the military-industrial complex, where people are working on it to exploit it for war against other human beings or for profit. That's not acceptable. This is the Progressive West signing off. I've said all I could say about this, I think. I hope that didn't scare off my 9 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button. Let's get to 10 subscribers, guys. All right, bye.